Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of knife only best class setup in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And on top of that, I'm going to be giving you guys a few different tips on how to actually use this class setup so you can maximize those kills, minimize those deaths. So regardless if you're just trying to have fun with it or you're on that dark matter grind, I'm going to have plenty of tips for you guys. So I'll actually be giving you two different class setups. One is going to be the primary one that I use, and then obviously there's an alternate in case other things happen while you're playing. So in that first class setup, we're going to actually be using the combat knife, obviously, and then I'm also going to be running that acoustic sensor. And even though the acoustic sensor has been nerfed quite a few times, in my opinion, that actually buffs it because that tells you when someone is right on you. And when you combine that with dead silence, you're pretty much going to be able to hear anyone on the field that is not wearing dead silence, which is a huge advantage. Also, I would advise against using body armor in that gear slot because it slows you down significantly. So as far as the rest of the perks go, I run tack mask and flak jacket, but you could easily swap out flak jacket for engineer. The remaining two perks I'm running are dexterity and lightweight. I like dexterity because it'll allow you to mantle faster, and then it'll also allow you to slide further, which is very important when you're trying to close that distance. And then I go ahead and run with lightweight so I can move around the map that much faster. I would advise against using gung-ho unless you're going to use double tomahawk, because at the end of the day, it doesn't actually allow you to melee faster. And since I've used 9 out of my 10 pick 10 slots, instead of just leaving it empty, I decided to actually run with that tomahawk to at least have a chance in some of those longer engagements. So that's the class setup I'd recommend starting every single match with. But then if it gets kind of out of hand, maybe you don't have really good teammates, UAVs start getting called in, I would actually switch it up so you can have dead silence and ghost. And to make space in your class setup, you're going to drop one of your perks from that perk 1 category. So this is a part where a lot of people will tend to click away because they think, hey, you know what, I got it. I got this best class setup. Let me go and run into a lobby, and then they end up getting destroyed and they wonder why things didn't work out. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to focus on several tips to improve while you're using this class setup. If you want to go ahead and stick around, please do so. If not, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button before you click away. And for anyone looking to find their way back to the channel, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on by ringing that bell. So I actually have 8 different tips to help you improve when you're using the combat knife. Also, feel free to comment down below in case there's any tips that you think I missed so that can help out potential viewers. So the first tip we'll go ahead and talk about is choosing the right specialist. Personally, when I run this class setup, my favorite to go with is Ajax because I feel like it's one of the safer specialists. I know I could pull out my riot shield and make sure that I actually stack up a few kills. If I'm close to a streak, it'll allow me to chain over to that actual streak. Crash is good for this same reason because if you get within about 100 of the next streak, you can actually call it in, and more than likely you'll cycle up to that streak if no one else on your team has used Crash. Another alternative could be Ruin because maybe you get in a bad spot, you could just grab Slam, take out 3 people at once, and that allows you to get a little bit of security. So if you're going to go with one of these 3 specialists, that's cool. If you have another one you like, it's really a matter of preference. So the next tip I have for you is to pay attention to where all your teammates are at all times. So there's actually 3 different reasons you want to do this. One is obviously so you know there's some map awareness, where the spawns are and that type of stuff. But the other part of it is you're going to want to make sure that you have an exit strategy. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you just end up in a bad spot, whether it's a 2v1 scenario or someone was on a head glitch or whatever the case is. You're going to want to rotate back around to where your teammates are so that hopefully they can win those gunfights and allow you to reposition yourself. And on top of that, be aware of how loud your teammates are. Sometimes teammates will be running out of spawn and I'm like, man, those dudes are so loud. Stay away from me. I don't want people to know where I'm at. So definitely be aware of those types of things because those are going to give away your position as well. So the next tip is to make sure that you're using your movement effectively. So that's going to be using your slide to close that distance, maybe strafing back and forth as you're running closer to someone, whatever it is to make it so that you're a harder target to hit, so you can get in that range needed for you to actually pull off that melee attack. So that next tip is always be flanking. I'm going to show off a little bit when I talk about the gameplay breakdown, but the key to this one is really utilizing that mini map to know where they should be looking based off where your teammates are, and then go ahead and push the appropriate angle so you can actually get behind enemy lines and pull off a nice little easy 1 kill, 2, 3, 4, however many there's available. And this is the part where lightweight and dexterity come into play because when you do try to flank, sometimes people have team link on or whatever the case is, so you'll be revealed on the fog of war, which will actually give away your position 100%. They'll turn around and they'll be able to get you, especially if they just happen to be running and you're running behind them. All of a sudden they're going to know you're there. So one of the things that I was actually able to do is melee the dog, so that's a very effective tactic. If the dog is rushing you, just go ahead on, try and time it right so you can melee them and live to see another day. The next tip is a pretty quick one. Anytime you see a crash bag on the floor, make sure you go ahead and pick up the little ammo thing from it. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but when you do that, you're going to get extra score per kill, which will allow you to get those streaks a little bit faster. The next tip is don't be greedy. I see this happen a lot of times where you sit in the same place for a little too long. Maybe you've gotten 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kills, and you continue to stay in that area because you're having some success. That is a bad strategy if you're actually looking to chain together some streaks, because at the end of the day, they're going to be coming back after you knowing that you have a knife. So whether they come back with a shotgun, a purifier, whatever the case is, they're going to be looking for blood. So be very smart about that, because that is a skill that is acquired over time. You kind of figure out how long it takes for you to stay in one location before you need to rotate to another. And the last and probably the most important tip on this entire list is have patience. A lot of times people get anxious. They don't know what they want to do. Hold up. Someone is in the area. Make sure that you are always in the advantageous position so you can get that easy kill. And you'll typically see this when you actually see a group of 2 running around the corner. You know they're coming around the UAV pass, so you know you're in a pretty good spot. And instead of waiting till they both run right past you, you start to run after the first guy and the second one ends up killing you. So again, if I missed any tips that you think would be helpful, definitely make sure you comment that down below. So now let's get into a gameplay breakdown. I'm gonna keep it brief. So in this first part, what I'm doing is trying to flank around and end up running up against a guy. And this is early in the match. So you're gonna learn these different things as you're playing the match, because every match is different. The thing that I want to focus on with this one is there's actually a guy running a shotgun, which ends up being kind of annoying, but I have to adjust my playstyle so I can actually counter that playstyle. So even with that guy in the lobby the entire time, I actually still go on a pretty lengthy streak. I'm only running UAV and counter UAV because of the purposes of this video. I was trying to show off just gameplay with the knife. I know that this guy is somewhere in the building. Felt like he was going around, but it turns out you can see he's upstairs. So the acoustic sensor is giving me a ton of information, and I just got to pay attention to his movement. He ends up running out. I thought I can get him. I get closer. I thought I could close that distance. I would have slid there, but there's a little bit of that debris right there. Come through, end up hitting that guy. He only landed 1 shot. He's using that rampage right here. Look at this patience. Just got to wait it out. As soon as the guy comes in, I knife, and luckily I was able to get a second attempt in there because the first one didn't actually connect. So right here is a little bit of that not being greedy part. I could have stayed in the building, waited for people to come back to me, but that's not really the smart play. When it changed my direction, you can see that shotgunner comes and gets me. So that's 2 deaths so far to that shotgunner. So I skipped ahead a little bit, and you can see my teammate just dies in that little altercation. So I know someone's going to be coming from this back area. Go ahead and peek there really quick. Didn't really see much. Come out and tomahawk that guy. I know there's someone down below. Melee him. So a lot of things are really based off timing. You're going to see me go ahead and come around here, wait, get the intel, what's going on with my teammates and the enemies right here. I can see that they're kind of running by. I let them go by. And then now I got a nice little triple piece that I can get here. The guy took off to the left. I'm going to melee this first one. Peek the left side, another one right there. He was coming for me, and then I end up picking up the third, and you could see that all their attention was focused on the opposite end of the map where majority of my teammates were. So right here, all I'm doing is trying to gather intel, because right now I'm moved towards my teammates, a little bit off of my streak. Got to go ahead and position around. I see someone's over there, and then I blindly throw that tomahawk, knowing that I cannot engage that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the tomahawk, see if I can rotate back around to a better position, and it looks like someone is coming around right here. I gotta wait for it. Be patient. You can see what's going on right here. The guy just killed my teammate. He's not really moving around. It looks like he maybe went towards mid-map, and then I decide to push this direction. Now I know they're coming from this right side. They just killed my teammates. I'm just waiting for the intel. Everything's got to build up and happen. It looks like someone's in the building behind me, and that's where the acoustic sensor really comes into play. It's giving me all this information. I'm deciding if this guy's just going to camp it out, and it turns out the guy just ends up camping it out. I jump in here. We're still down by 8 points, and I got to go ahead and push around. I'm thinking the guy's in here. Melee him in the back. Nice little kill there. Luckily, I was able to spot and react on this guy and able to clean him up with that second attempt. So right here, I know that this is a sight line I cannot engage. So I'm basically waiting to see what happens with my teammates. My teammate actually gets obliterated. Now I just got to wait. This guy doesn't know I'm here. I come out, melee him. The guy didn't have a chance to react. So I got to go ahead and push through. I'm debating if I have enough space here. Waiting for a little bit of awareness. It looks like someone's going through mid-map. Might be coming around my left side. I'm just being patient. Teammates spawned on the east end of the map. And now I'm pushing towards my teammate. And right here, you're going to see where the specialist comes into play. I know I'm not in a good position. The guy was behind me. He did land a bullet on me. I'm going to go ahead and call on my specialist. I feel like I'm safer and make sure I get in a position where I can actually control what's going on and actually get that awareness. I see a lot of teammates in this area. Now I know I can push a little bit forward and see if I can get a couple kills. Most of them did go up, so I'm going to go a little bit around this way and make sure I can take these engagements in a way that I'm actually going to win them. End up shooting this guy. Nice little easy kill. Couldn't really do much. There's another guy jumping up. I'm able to take him out. So pretty easily on the merciless streak, take this guy out. So instead of being greedy and just sticking in there, I know I need to get out of there because my shield is about to disappear. You got to be aware of those types of things when you're playing. And I know it's a lot going on. You got to be aware of the timing of those different things. So right here's an example of using your teammates. I know that the guy's up there. I'm thinking I'm going to creep up, maybe get a nice little easy kill. I can see that there's teammates behind me. As I push up here, I'm going to the top right here thinking there's someone there. Oh, I get out of there and my teammates are able to finish that guy off. So go ahead and check out this map awareness. I know there's two different guys. I see my teammates about to go out there, getting engagement. My teammate lost it. The guy's coming around, easily able to take him out. And then I know the acoustic sensor's going on right here. I go ahead and take that guy out. So a lot of times you just got to gather all the information and make the right decisions. And I chain that kill to right here, being a little bit patient. I know they're coming from this general direction. You can see that there's 3 of them, but I got to make sure I choose the right path that I actually want to attack this. Wait for this guy first. I take him out, and then now I can go ahead and run in this general direction, see if I can actually take out this guy that's running into the building. Teammate took him out, and now we're actually have the lead. We're actually up by about 13 kills, so we're actually doing a really good job here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit that like button. For everyone watching, double check to make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on if you want to find your way back to the channel. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.